Okay. So what basically we do here, there is a route called do register. Okay. And here methods equal to post. We are posting data here. That means from front end, we are sending data to back end. So the function name here, it is registration. So here we are going with the function-based approach. So this is basically function-based approach. We are not using any classes or objects. Simple functions we are writing. With the help of the functions, we are achieving it. Same thing you can do using object-oriented concept. Okay, but here we go with the simple approach. It is like function-based. Def registration r value equal to false, then register data request.getJSON. Whatever JSON data we are sending from front end, we are going to get here. So if you see the register.html, what I do, I have created some function using jQuery. This is a JavaScript function. So using Ajax functionality of jQuery, I'm calling this. Server data equal to email, then name, then password. I'm sharing 3 data. First one is email, second thing is name, third one is password. Okay, so this is going to be like a JavaScript object. It is called a JavaScript object. You can specify in this manner. This is what key, this is called as value, this is key, and this is value, this is key, and this is value, and this is also called as associated array. You have 2 types of arrays in the JavaScript. One is index-based, second thing is name-based. So name-based array is called as here associated array. I created associated array here. So using var keyword, you can create a variable in JavaScript. In 2 different ways, you can create variables using var and using let. Have you come across such words, any one of you, in the JavaScript, using var keyword and using let keyword?
Yeah, I checked on it when I was working on validation. I saw this.
Yes, so let is basically, it is block based. Whereas var is what? Global. What is block and what is global?
Yes, sir. It will save in lexical environment. Like
Yes.
let won't it's not global.
Yes.
I heard this concept, sir. Yeah.
Yes. So if you look at this var server data, this is actually global within the register function. Okay, it's not global. That means it's not available in other functions. It is global within this register function. But suppose if I put something like this, okay, if I declare a variable using let keyword, let a equal to some 100, what happens in such cases? The scope is only within the curly brackets. So once you come out from the curly brackets, this variable will be evaporated. This will not be available. So this is called as here like scope based or block based. Only within this block, this is available. So this is called as a variable which you are declaring, which you are making as block based. Only local to this particular curly brackets. Whereas server data is available anywhere within the register function. Understood this point? So here this is a variable I am creating. It is global within the register functionality. So it is not required here. It's not required. Like this I create. Even I can do with the constant keyword also. So if I declare with constant keyword, what happens in that case? I may create here constant server data equal to email. Like this I can assign data. But suppose if I want to here again create something, server data equal to, if I try to put some ABC, this is going to give error. This is going to give error. This is what constant.
It cannot be assigned.
It cannot be modified. You cannot create another object. So in this case, what is happening? Basically, you're creating an object. Okay. So this object, I mean, when you try to do like this, what will happen? It's going to create another object. This becomes actually orphan. Probably you know about actually this what we say exactly. This is called as what type of data this is? Unwanted data or null data. Okay, it is called as it is becoming orphan in this case. Okay, garbage also we say this. Probably in the .NET you came across the keyword garbage. In the Java also you came across, I think, garbage keyword. Garbage is nothing but unwanted object. Unwanted object in the sense you create object that is part of memory, but you cannot reference that object. That is called as garbage. Even it's called as actually island of object. Suppose you are going in the high seas or in the ocean or in the sea, you may have an island, okay, but you don't know how to reach it. So in the same manner, here you have a concept called garbage. Server data, here in this case constant, but if you create another variable like this, whatever object you created earlier is part of memory, but you cannot access that because you lost a reference to that. This is nothing but here reference variable. So whenever you work with any with programming languages, you hear about two types of data. One is like primitive data. Second thing is reference type of data. Reference data is nothing but pointer data. Okay, pointer type of data in the C, I think you came across pointer, or in the C++. Okay, even C# supports to some extent pointer concept. Python does not support pointer concept, but these are called as actually named pointers. So here in this case, what is happening? This is also nothing but pointer. It is actually locating some memory, or it is referring some memory. Okay, so when you write here constant server data, this is also nothing but pointer variable or reference variable. You can refer only that object, but when you try to write like this is going to give error. Okay, so if you want to define as constant, you can define with constant, you can access, but if you declare this as var, you can modify that. So if you don't want to modify, then declare it as constant. Okay, so here I am calling Ajax method, jQuery Ajax method. This is basically jQuery Ajax method. With the help of that, I am posting data. So where this data goes, this goes to this particular do register. Like in the main.py, we have a root called do register. So it comes here. Okay, application root is here, do register, methods equal to post. It can accept only posted data, post data. You know, there are 4 verbs when you work with the REST API or with in general with web applications. There are 4 verbs, standard verbs. We call them as post method, get method, put method, and delete method. So these are also called as CRUD operations: create, read or retrieve, update, and delete. Post corresponds to inserting, adding new data. Okay, get is nothing but reading data, and u is nothing but that is update. So here the method is put method, and when you go with the delete method, it is called as actually delete only. So we have 4 standard verbs. Okay, it's post method, get method, put method, delete method. Apart from that, you have some other methods, but they are not relevant here in this case. Like head method you have. So there are certain other methods. They are not relevant here. So we use only post, get, put, and delete methods. Fine. So the function name is here registration. I am assuming that return value is false. By default, this is going to be false here. Okay. So register data equal to request.getJSON. So this is going to be getting data, whatever you sent from the front end. That is going to be like a dictionary. You might be knowing what's a dictionary. Okay. So these days we have actually like if you take C#, the case of C#, we have 4 different type of collections. One is what? List, array list. Then one more thing is we have dictionary, hash table, and dictionary. So if you go with the hash, array list, there is no type safety in that. What is type safety basically? So to the array list, you can add any type of data, and that is a dynamic array. By the way, Python does not support any arrays. Explicitly, it does not support any arrays. You need, if you want to implement arrays, you need to go with the NumPy. With the help of that, you can do. NumPy is a module. With the help of that, you can implement arrays. Okay. So here, what exactly is happening? This is becoming a dictionary. So this is nothing but a dictionary. So from dictionary, you can retrieve individual keys, individual values by using key. Email is key, the value is going to be the exact value. Similarly, you have name is key, you are going to get that appropriate name. Similarly, here, twice it has come here. Sorry, password equal to, I should go with the password in this case. Okay, password is going to be password in this case. So I'm retrieving the values, whatever is sent from the front end. So from front end, what I'm sending in this case, here, okay, this is not member register. So here I'm going with the like email. So here, what exactly this is email.val. This is part of jQuery. And in the jQuery, you have three types of selectors. One is ID based, then class based. One more thing is what element based. This is what ID based. Okay, ID based, if you see the definition of this particular form, email, ID is email. Okay, password is password, name is name, like this you have here. So these are IDs. Okay, using this ID, I'm going to retrieve value here. I'm retrieving value in this manner. $email.val, $name.val. Similarly, it is $password.val. So for ID based, you need to use the hash key. So using hash key, you can retrieve that particular key value. So it's key value pairs like that you are retrieving. So we get here server data. So this server data you are converting into JSON here. It is what exactly this is it's not JSON object, it is just JavaScript object. It is basically JavaScript object. We need to convert that into JSON. You need to spend some time and try to understand what is JSON data, how that is useful. Okay, so with the help of the JSON.stringify, JSON is a predefined class available within the JavaScript. So with the help of that, I can convert that into JSON data. JSON string, I'm converting into JSON string, that one. So JSON.stringify server data. Okay, then content type is what here? Application/JSON. Data type is going to be here JSON. Okay, then what I do here in this case, and okay, this is for what purpose I am using? For register, I am using this. Okay, so what I do here, it is getting submitted. The data is getting submitted. Upon success, you get the result. Okay, the result, if you look at the main.py, this is what registration. What it is doing exactly, it is calling this particular like add user functionality from the DB manager. Okay, first of all, I'm retrieving the connection. I need to get actually here connection object. So for that purpose, I use here get MySQL connection. So this is retrieving actually MySQL connection object. Okay, so in the ASP.NET, we use a concept called appsettings.py, appsettings.json. Okay, so you have here something similar to app.settings, appsettings.json file. We have a env.py file. Sorry, not py, just env file. So here I am going to save the required database information. So if you keep part of code, what happens? Everyone can see the credentials related to database. So what I do here, I am just keeping in the .env file. Okay, so but for this you need to install a package called python.env. Python-.env that you need to install. To use a environment file, you need to install python-.env. So that you need to install. Okay, so if you see here, the Python libraries, if you go with the lib, okay, and here in the side packages, you can find python.env, python_, this is .env, but basically this is python-.env. Let me show you that. Okay, so this is the package name. This module you need to install. So using this command, pip install python-.env. Okay, so once you create and you need to put in that the required DB host, DB port, DB user, DB password, DB database. So host is what here? Hosting server is localhost, port number 3306. User is root here. So password is this one. Then database name is what here? Talent DB. Okay, database is what here? Talent DB. Okay, so here these are the database credentials. I put this in the .env file. You need to create in the root of the application .env file. Next step. So if you come to main.py file, here I am retrieving data again. So get MySQL connection. Okay, get MySQL connection here. So what I do, try dbcon equal to mysql.connector.connect, host equal to app.config db underscore host. So from where you are retrieving from .env file, you are going to retrieve it. Here we are retrieving first of all that one. Okay, so for this purpose, you need to import the OS, operating system it is. So with the help of the .get.env, you can get the data from the .env file. Okay, so here it is os.get.env, secret key, db host, port, db user, db password, db database. I am retrieving all the data and assigning to here certain keys within the application config, app config. So here now I retrieve data from them. Okay, so what I do here, host equal to app.config db host, port equal to app.config db port, user equal to app.config db user, password equal to app.config db password, database equal to app.config db database. So I'm trying to return here the database connection. Okay, database connection we need to open. So if it is successful, it is going to return dbcon. Otherwise, dbcon is going to contain a null value. So in Python, null value is nothing but none. Okay, in the JavaScript we say null. In the C# we say null. But when it comes to like Python, this is nothing but none. N-O-N-E, none. None meaning is what here? It's null. Nothing actually. Okay, it's not referring anything. So dbcon equal to null. Here right now it's null value, but null you cannot write in the Python. We need to say it as NONE none. So if it is successful, then it's going to be returning dbcon, whether it's success or failure. So if it is failure, in that case you have a none value, but if it is success, you have actually the connection object. Okay, so in the saving mechanism in the registration, what I do first of all, I'm returning here getting the email value, the name I'm getting, password I'm getting, followed by here connection I'm getting. So if it is null, here I've written if dbcon not equal to none, in such case r value equal to dbmanager dot add user dbcon comma email comma name comma password. I have to pass 4 parameters here. First one is connection, second thing is email, third thing is what your name, and fourth one is going to be password. I need to pass them. Okay, so now come to the another class, another file called dbmanager. You can import dbmanager in this manner here. Import dbmanager. So it's the name of the file. So from that, in that whatever functions are available, you can access. To access them, you need to write like this: dbmanager.add user. Now come to dbmanager.py, and here what we do, we are trying to add the user. Okay, first we import the MySQL connector, then add user. First parameter is dbcon, second thing is email, third one is username, and fourth one is password. So initially what I'm assuming, user is not registered successfully. So br value equal to false, I take. Then MySQL underscore cursor equal to none. Okay, then after that MySQL underscore cursor equal to dbcon.cursor. We open the cursor. Okay, when once this is nothing but actually a command, you can assume like command. If you have worked with the ADO.NET, probably you know the structure of the SQL connection mechanism. You have connector, you have command, you have reader, you have actually one more thing is called adapter. In the same manner, first of all, we have a connection. Okay, we are sending connection here dbcon. So using dbcon, we open here the command. With the help of that, you can invoke the command MySQL underscore cursor equal to call procedure USP, then insert user credentials, followed by email, username, password. You need to send them. So if you look at the procedure here, okay, so you have a insert user details. So here in this case, very first thing must be, we need to alter this here. I just want to alter this. Then I want to username must be next one. First is email ID. Next one is going to be username. Okay, so this way we need to insert here and we change here. First thing is email we put. Then I want to put name, then password. Okay, now let us actually change this. So what happened here? It is not successfully doing it. Syntax check, it is saying. What is the problem? Can anyone tell what's the problem in this? So it says SQL syntax check.
I think input parameters also we need to change. First in name is there, right? We need to change those.
That is okay. In whatever order it may be, in that order we are trying to insert.
Error is showing there. Alter procedure, USB insert, user details near open braces it is showing. In the second line, near the open braces it is showing. Alter or replace
Not alter, you mean to say?
yeah,
Replace
replace procedure.
or create.
Yeah. But it's throwing an error.
So let us go with the replace. And otherwise we take this. We take this value. Okay, we try to here present the escalator. Alter the store procedure.
Yeah.
Create this is okay, but it's not taking alter. Let us go here with the alter. Alter, when we say it's saying create only, fine, then username is fine, user email ID is fine. Okay. I think this is fine, no issue with this. It is correct only username, user email ID, password. In the correct order we give. So in the code, if you see, first thing is email. Okay, username, password. How is this? So username is coming first name, that is fine. Then email ID is fine, password is fine. Okay, so we are passing in the same manner. Email, username, and password. So this has to be changed. Okay, once again, see here. So first thing is username. Okay, now this should work. So what I'm doing here, I'm calling the procedure USP underscore insert user details. First is username, second thing is email, third one is password, then followed by here dbcon.commit. You need to go with explicit committing here. Automatically it will not be committing, you need to go with the explicit commit. So if it's getting committed, then I'm setting it to true value. Okay, so otherwise it comes to exception, it's going to print here the error. At the end, we need to close here. Here also we use try, catch, and except finally. Okay, in the C# probably you came across this one, like try, catch, and finally. In the same manner, we have try, except, and finally. So it tries to execute this piece of code due to some reason. If it can't execute, it comes to exception part. Then it goes with finally. In the finally, what happens exactly? It's going to close. Okay, we are going to close the cursor here. MySQL cursor close, we write here. Okay, then next thing is here, return v or val. So whether it's success or failure, we are going to send it. Like this is getting inserted in the database. Let me come to database and delete all the data from the profiles table. Okay, we go with this. no rows must be getting selected. Okay, so this is basically that value we are returning. Fine. So in the main.py, what I do here, registration we are calling. Okay, then at the end we are sending the message data. So if you go to the front end, there is a front end. So this is the register.html. Here, upon successful register, I want to change it to profile page automatically. So for that purpose, I have written this code, but this is not working. We need to make it to work. Okay, so here write console.log, go with the result. What happened exactly? You can find now here in this case. Let me once again, okay, it is running. Now go with the localhost. $5,000. So here go to the register. Okay. Then here it is. I can enter some password. There are no validations in this. You need to do the validations. Register. Okay, when you go with the register, what is happening in this case? It's printing something like none. And you go here and see more tools. If you go with the developer tools, it is returning here. Result is what? True. Okay, it is successfully inserted data. Okay, email is this one, then result is true. We are getting the result. But from here, nowhere it's going. We need to make it to move into other page. That is in the member profile page, we need to go. And let us go to database and see whether anything is inserted in this. You can see data is getting inserted here. User ID, then name, email ID, password, created date, everything is coming here. So data is getting inserted in the database. Upon successful here registration, it should move into the member profile page. Now that is your responsibility to do it. Okay, so here in the registration page, I'm trying to redirect, but why it is not getting redirected, you need to find that. So here I'm trying to move into profile page, but it's not going to profile page. So why it is not going, we need to find here. Okay, so here, this is the code. With the help of that, I could insert data. This is add user. And in the main.py, in the registration part, I'm doing it. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay, so like this, you can register. Shall I share this piece of code with you? You want to refer this?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah, if we get.
But certain things you need to change in this. Just download it. And I think you know how to run that.
Yes, sir.
You need to first of all start the environment. You need to activate the environment. Then you can do it.
Sir, every time we have to activate the environment.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Just one step only, change it to scripts folder. Then because certain libraries you have in the environment, to make them working, you require activation of the environment every time. Okay, so this is in the Python how to register. Upon successful registration, you need to demonstrate that how you go into the member page. You should come to member page. The other day I have shown you how the member page is looking. Okay, with whatever data you saved in the database, that you need to take and you need to show in the member page. If I run and show here how that is. So if you go to templates, here in this case, I go with the member. So it will not work here. Okay, it has come up. Fine. Whatever name you have, that you need to get here. Whatever email you have, you need to get here. And whatever phone we haven't added there. Okay, so that you must be adding here. Full name and email. Now you need to add the phone as well as address. Then after that, you need to save the profile. Okay, those two things you need to do. But initially, you need to retrieve the name and the email and have to show here. Then add the phone number, address. When you save profile, they have to be getting saved. And see here, you should not be changing the email. These must be here read only. Full name as well as email must be read only. You should not be changing those. If you change them, there is no guarantee that that may work or may not work. Okay, so that's why, because that is a primary key again. I think not primary key, fine, but unique, that one. So don't try to change email or full name. So it has to be whatever entered. Phone number and address you can change because there's a possibility of changing them. Phone number and email address can change. Okay, then followed by here, you need to have the, as soon as you go with this add, it should be adding. New skills must be getting added there. And upon clicking the save, it should be getting saved in the database. So try to finish this by tomorrow. And when you click on the logout, you should come to again login page. This also you need to implement. You can download that. Have you downloaded it?
No, I'm still working on it, downloading. I think Tripura downloaded successfully.
Yeah, I'm downloading.
That's what I'm saying. So you need to make that read only. Read only you need to make, and while saving, don't save that email.
Okay, sir.
So email and name both must not be editable. They have to be just read only.
Displaying purposes.
Yes, only display purpose. But when you enter phone number and when you enter address, so they can be getting changed. No problem with that.
Okay.
So in the save profile, those have to be changed. And in the bottom, you're getting actually the rows. So one by one, you should be in a position to change.
Okay, sir.
And one more point I told yesterday, when somebody is trying to enter the something like where is the table for the skills? Have you added the skills table? Okay, this is the skill table. So we need to add even few skills into this. Skill ID, skill date, and if you take the created date. Okay, when they try to put some number of years of experience, so that should not be allowed in that case. Getting this point, this point I think we were discussing yesterday.
Yes, yes, sir.
So accordingly, you should do it. So you need to retrieve those skills and you need to bind to the either drop down you take, or else you can go with some autocomplete. I show what is autocomplete exactly. Suppose I type here C. All the things which are, all the words which are containing C are going to be explored, automatically shown for us here. Okay, if I type here J, all the things which contain the letter J are going to be shown for us. So this feature is called as autocomplete. So you can add autocomplete to the text box. Okay, or else you need to add here some drop down. Whatever is comfortable to you, you need to do that. And another point, already if some skill is added, that skill again must not be shown for us. Again, already some skill is added. If it is drop down or if it is like autocomplete, that skill must not be shown in the skill set. Okay, so complete with that. Now I try to show you like tomorrow. Shall I show tomorrow or shall I show today itself in the .NET how to show all these things? That's up to you.
If you're okay with time, we can, so that I can work on .NET version 2.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay, someone are asking for tomorrow. That's fine then. Yeah, tomorrow we
Okay,
can.
tomorrow we see then. Fine.
Yeah.
So in the same manner, it should show. But meanwhile, you need to complete this part. And try to join by 9:30, please.
Yeah.
And I mean, we join at 9:15. We say something like 9:45, but we drag that to 9:30. So no point in wasting simply time. So that's why exactly join by 9:30. You may have some other work, but you need to either prepone or postpone them.
Okay.
Okay. Closing session. Any questions? Has
No.
anyone any questions, please?
No, thank you, sir.
No, sir. When we start working, then we
Fine,
may
fine.
get to it.
Okay. So you can have even a small Gmail meeting also for small amount of time, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, as we have today with the Tripura. So when you're free, if I'm free at that time, we can do it.
Yes.
Okay, fine.